This is Greg Pasternak from Riverside Life, and I'm super tired. We've just hiked 2.5 hours into the wilderness, and we are on Burns Creek. Boy, we are way up here. This is in the north coast of California, and it's the South Fork Eel River, tributary, you know, whatever. But we really wanted to get up to very high elevation and show you one of the really steep kinds of rivers that we have in California. So within the South Fork Eel region, this is a confined, high gradient, cobble-boulder, step pool cascade. That's a pretty big grab bag. I mean, step pool, cascade. If you look upstream where I am, it is, you know, it's not a super steep cascade, but it's definitely like steps and cascades and even some just plain bed. But, you know, going up and down like this whole thing, I can report that, yeah, there's like a lot of just step pool, like where there's a bunch of boulders jumbled together, they form a little step, or just where it's steep enough to cascade down this tributary. When we look at the statewide classification, if I just choose that cheat sheet here, that's class 6, which is confined, gravel-cobble, cascade, step pool. So, you know, both of the classifications agree. Both classifications respect the fact that we have cascading and step pool rivers in California. You know, the statewide says gravel-cobble, and the regional one says cobble-boulder. I don't think it's a huge difference. Obviously, there are giant boulders in here. We are not actually right at the site either where the measurements were taken. You know, we've been hiking for 2.5 hours, and it's just gotten, like, you know, choked up with trees across the river, and it's, you know, we've hiked through poison oak and everything to get here. It's amazing to even think we got up here. You know, one of the things that strikes me as I come to a place like this far out in the wilderness is that for better and worse, there's just no wildlife out here, you know, like I'm glad there's no bears and wolves that could eat me. That's a good thing. But at the same time, you know, you can just imagine that before Europeans hunted everything out, there would have been beavers and otters, and yes, wolves and bears, and, you know, all other kinds of wildlife, deer, others just being much more common. And we haven't seen anything through, you know, 2.5 hours of hiking and being pretty vigilant. But in any case, that's just some extra commentary. This is a confined step pool cascade stream with cobble boulder, gravel cobble boulder, whatever. But anyway, here we are. I hope you enjoy the labors of our hike up here. Now, 2.5 hours back, and then maybe it's time to get something cold and delicious.